side out and backwards. The people who are in charge of economics have screwed us. The people who are in charge of our health have completely let us down. Medicine has turned into a for-profit runaway juggernaut, controlled not by logical, rational thought and outcomes, but controlled rather by the magnificent money of the pharmaceutical industry. And it is legendary how much money the pharmaceutical industry generates every year. And, you know, like the fella said, if the shoe fits, wear it. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We have gotten no results after nearly $1 trillion of money wasted on cancer research. We have gotten no results while letting MDs with general family practices guide our ships through the sea of obesity, through the sea of arthritis, through the sea of heart disease. While we've given the MDs full sway over everything, health has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse all around the globe for no reason other than the simple fact that your MD is ill-equipped to help you recover your health. Your MD does not have the right tools nor the right training to help you recover your health. They are the wrong dog for the hunt. They're ill-equipped to do it. They're not the correct person for the job. And this is the biggest revelation that we have to teach here. This is the biggest revelation that we have to teach. Your medical doctor may be the nicest person God ever created, but they only know what they've been trained in. And in the final analysis, what they've been trained in is only a tiny piece of the pie of medical science. It's a tiny piece of the pie of medical science, but you have been convinced by the pharmaceutical industry and the American Medical Association and the European Union and Health Canada that the only medicine worthy of your money, worthy of your attention, worthy of your body is MD-directed allopathic reductionistic medicine. Nobody practices medicine. Medicine's a gigantic domain. It's a gigantic endeavor. It's a gigantic field of study. Your MD does not practice medicine. Your MD practices allopathic reductionistic medicine. Allopathic reductionistic medicine. I practice naturopathic medicine. There's homeopathic medicine, chiropractic medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, chiropractic medicine, herbal medicine, etc., etc., etc. Now there's even this weird, ridiculous hybrid called integrative medicine, which is just nonsense. But in point of fact, you wouldn't hire a ship's captain, you wouldn't hire a submarine commander, you wouldn't hire a scuba diver to fix the plumbing in your house, even though those people have lots of experience with water. I mean, who has more experience with water than a scuba diver, or a ship's captain, or a submarine commander? They have lots and lots and lots of experience with water, but it's not the type of experience that you need when it comes to plumbing. You need a different type of experience. Well, when it comes to chronic disease, you need a different type of experience than is brought to the table by your MD. And this is our clarion call. And this is our big message. We have actually 3 messages. Message number 1 is that your MD doesn't know what's best for you. Your MD only knows what they've been trained in. And what they've been trained in is inadequate to bring you to health when it comes to a chronic disease. Your MD has the appropriate tools to bring you health if you have a trauma to your body, a bullet in your arm, heaven forbid, a burn, a laceration, a broken bone. You've got a bleeding artery, then the MD is exactly the person for the job. That's their wheelhouse, that's their domain. Also a handful of infectious diseases. That's the wheelhouse of the MD. But for chronic disease, they don't know what they're talking about. Their information is inside out, upside down, and backwards. And most importantly, their therapeutics are not designed to heal your body. They're only designed to manage the problem. This is our message number one. Message number two is that healing is an easy process. Surgery is complicated. Healing is easy. In our third message, your body wants to fix itself. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body is attempting all of the time to fix itself. Your body is endowed with a God-given ability to fix itself. And so what we advise people to do is get out of the way, do the right things, and support and promote your body's ability to fix itself. And if you do it appropriately in a timely manner, before it's too late, your body will fix itself to the degree that it is able to. And the degree that it is able to is often quite remarkable and quite astounding. You wouldn't believe the things that I've seen people recover from in 25 years of clinical work with licensed naturopathic medical therapeutics. You wouldn't believe it. Is naturopathic medicine a one-trick pony, a cure-all, a panacea for all human ailments? No. But it is an undiscovered country full of promise, an undiscovered country full of promise. Your medical doctor has no clue about it. Your chiropractor has a little bit of a clue about it. Your homeopath has a little bit of a clue about it. Your acupuncturist has a little bit of a clue about it. Your psychiatrist is clueless about it. Every MD in the world is clueless about it, no matter how many extra letters they have after their name, no matter how many times they've been published, no matter what their professional skill set is, or how much cachet they own inside of MD land. I don't care if it's the Surgeon General of the United States or the Chief Medical Officer of Sloan Kettering. They're MDs. And MDs all around the world are taught the same philosophy, the same outdated, old-fashioned, reductionistic philosophy of medicine. And it's completely useless when brought to bear on cancer. It's completely useless when brought to bear on the genesis of all chronic disease. So, we get to go to MD-A, MD-B, MD-C, and we expect a second opinion from these people. But the only thing that extra specialist MDs are going to be able to tell you, right? Oh, you have a problem with your left hand. Well, I'm sorry, I'm the right hand specialist. You have to go see the left hand specialist. The only new information that the left hand specialist can tell you that the general practitioner can't tell you is, information about the latest drugs that they use in order to manage the diseases of the hands. That's all they're going to be able to tell you, the latest surgical techniques, because that's the pulse that they have their fingers on. But they're incapable of telling you what causes the disease of the hand. They're incapable of telling you what causes the diseases of the body. They know how to name the diseases. And often they name them after themselves, right? They go down in history. Oh, I'm the doctor that discovered, Parkinson's disease. Well, no, you're not. Parkinson's disease existed for a long time. You're the doctor that named it. You have no idea, however, what causes it, and you have no idea how to cure it. All you can do is manage it with drugs and surgical procedures, often which produce more harm than they fix. Now remember, we're not against the drug. That's nonsense. It's not the drug, it's how it's used. Thank God for Novocaine, thank God for morphine, thank God for penicillin sometimes. Thank God for the sterile technique and the mattress stitch. But for everything else, it's just bad. And the way that MDs use drugs, for goodness sake, when you use a drug with the wrong methodology, it becomes dangerous. And that's why MD-directed medical therapeutics are the leading cause of death in the United States, the leading cause of bankruptcy. Because what's the most expensive medical therapy? The one that doesn't work. And yet, we're up against a monopoly. So you can get 100 very scholarly, very serious, very fatherly-looking MDs, all with their white coats and stethoscopes to line up. And they'll all tell you that heartburn is caused by too much stomach acid, and they're all wrong. Heartburn is not caused by too much stomach acid. And by the way, if your MD tells you that your heartburn is caused by too much stomach acid, I want you to ask him what causes your stomach to make too much acid. How did that happen? And then watch their head explode. Watch them shuffle and obfuscate and search for an answer, and then ultimately they'll blame it on genetics. Your body can't make too much stomach acid. There are processes in place that regulate that. The body has checks and balances all the time. Heartburn is caused by not enough stomach acid. Not enough stomach acid, not enough hydrochloric acid and pepsin, which are two of the main digestive ingredients that your stomach uses to digest food. Not enough hydrochloric acid and not enough pepsin leads to the accumulation of too much of another biochemical in the stomach called gastrin. And when gastrin builds up too much in the absence of hydrochloric acid, there's a little valve at the top of the stomach that opens up. And all the stuff that's in the stomach squirts back up into the throat and it burns. It's not because there's too much stomach acid, it's because there's not enough. But when you get 100 MDs all agreeing that it's too much stomach acid, it becomes reality by consensus. And even though they're wrong, they will never admit that they're wrong. They don't think it through. They have no idea what causes heartburn. How well equipped do you think they are to tell you what causes cancer or heart disease or kidney disease or liver disease or arthritis or high blood pressure? Guess what? They can't. Which is why the smartest move you will ever make in your life is to fire your medical doctor when it comes to information about chronic disease and hire a naturopath instead. Better yet, tune into my radio station. We're getting at it when we come back. Chris in Canada is up first. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. Let's get right to the phones. Chris from Canada is up first with a question about macular degeneration. Hey, Chris, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, doctor. Thanks for taking my call.
Happy to help.
Most pressingly, I just wanted to ask you about a procedure I have coming up tomorrow on my eyes, but I'll quickly let you know. I'm 28 years old. I had a partial retinal detachment in my left eye when I was 22. I have a very strong myopic prescription. I had a scleral buckle done on my left eye when I was 22. And I had another laser surgery on my right eye a couple of years ago. Now, the procedure tomorrow, I have a spot on my in my vision on my left eye. It's like a camera flash, and he told me it was bleeding in the back of the eye. Like it's something that had bled through, like a vessel had burst or something like that. And so he wants to use a shot of Avastin, I think, in my eye to correct that. Do you know anything about that? Or
yeah, I wouldn't do it. Well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't mess around with that. I've had people call up. I've had private patients who've had nothing but negative experiences with Avastin. Mm-hmm. And more to the point, those procedures, including the laser surgeries, don't. And you're lucky that scar tissue wasn't created into the bargain, because I'm helping a guy now who's had massive amounts of scar tissue because of laser treatments for glaucoma. It's a slightly different. It's a slightly different treatment. But look, the retina doesn't detach from the back of the eyeball because you have a laser treatment deficiency, right? The detachment of the macula and the bleeding of the blood vessel is not the disease. It's the result of the disease. And the surgical treatment at best is a short stop. It's a stopgap. It doesn't get to the root cause of the disease. So all it does is give you an extra month or an extra year or an extra decade or whatever. But, meanwhile, the physiological process that was whittling away at the health of the eye continues to go unchecked. And that's really what needs to be addressed here. If it were me, I would really double down on an aggressive eye support program with medical nutrition. I would do that for 90 days, and I would, see what happened. Are you doing any of the longevity stuff now?
Yeah, I've been taking sort of my basic longevity products for about 2 years, And when I got this news, I really started dialing it up with some plant-derived minerals. I started taking more BTT. I started taking more calcium, and I hadn't really eliminated the bad foods because I hadn't been listening to you for that long. I just recently learned about those, but I've made a commitment now to eliminate the bad foods in my diet as well. I'm a fairly healthy person otherwise, I like to think, but I can't seem to do a thing with my eyes.
Well, so first of all, how long? So let's back up a little bit, okay? So since you've been doing longevity, kind of, let's say 70%, since you've been doing longevity, 70%, have you noticed any improvements anywhere?
Oh, yeah. I have more energy. I sleep better. Joints feel better, muscles. I get less headaches. I don't get dizzy spells when standing up that I used to sometimes.
Okay, great. So there's been a lot of kind of broad stroke improvement across the board that's been really, a very good thing for you.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, we must assume that the eyes are also coming along. But, because you were still eating the 10 bad foods and because you weren't Johnny on the spot with a 100% therapeutic program, this condition happened with the eye. The main thing that causes this to happen from a nutritional point of view is a calcium deficiency. It's a calcium deficiency. Calcium is needed for the clotting cascade. It could also be related, perhaps, to a copper deficiency. And I would think that if you had a copper deficiency, so much so that it caused fragile blood vessels in the eye, that you would also be bothered by spider veins, varicose veins, hemorrhoids, or gray hair. Do you have either of those?
None of the above.
Okay, and you don't have any other, like, blood vessels, little petechiae that have burst anywhere else on your body, like little blood blisters anywhere else?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, so how much do you weigh?
I'm 5'10" and a half, about 165 pounds.
All right, what I would do if I were you for 9 months in a row is I would do one anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, original formula, 4 bottles of selenium, and 1 extra bottle of calcium. Stick around, Chris. There was more after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. We're finishing up with Chris in Canada. So, Chris, you really want to overdo it with selenium and calcium when it comes to this situation in order to support and promote eye health. And I would also do the Vision FX. I would do 2 bottles of Vision FX a month for 3 months, so you shouldn't eat it more than 3 months of that. The Vision FX, 2 bottles a month for 3 months. And you really have to be extremely diligent about eliminating the 10 bad foods. You see, from our point of view, it's kind of like, if you went out and bought a brand new Lamborghini, excellent car, right? Cost, $150,000, whatever. And you love that car, and you take really good care of it. You keep it you wash it every day. You keep it in a garage, a heated garage. You tune it up once a month. But you put diesel fuel in it, and it's an unleaded engine. The car is going to run like crap if it runs at all, no matter how well you're taking care of it. Well, no matter how many nutrients you're putting into the body, if you're consistently eating food that's hurting the body, it's going to be 3 steps forward and 2 steps backward. You're going to make progress, but it's going to be slow. So one other thing you may want to consider here is going to somebody in your neck of the woods who is trained and experienced in a type of physical medicine called craniosacral work. Craniosacral. So check that out. Do a little Google search for anybody in your town who's a certified craniosacral therapist, and that's craniosacral. Have you ever had that done?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Kind of like chiropractic adjustment for your skull, but it doesn't it's a very pleasant experience. It's not like the rack'em crack'em stuff that you get from chiropractors. By the way, I love the rack'em and crack'em stuff that I get from chiropractors. I love that feeling. But craniosacral work to the skull is a much more subtle thing, and it can really help to increase circulation and energy flow up there. So I would consider doing that. I'd find a licensed craniosacral therapist. I'd take some more selenium, double down on the calcium, take the Vision FX, and I'd let it roll for 90 days before I had the Avastin shot.
Okay,
All right?
so that's what I was going to ask really quickly on the Avastin. This spot in my vision it can go away without the Avastin, or I can give it. There's no rush that I have to get it done this week.
Well, they should have told you that when you went in for the diagnosis. Now, you have to be careful when you're treading these waters.
Okay.
Because well, here's why, right? I mean, if you talk to a communist, they're not going to be able to tell you about voters' rights, because that's not their thing. No matter how many you ask, that's never going to be on the top of their mind. Well, from your surgeon's point of view, from your eye specialist point of view, because they're MDs, trained in the allopathic reductionistic methodology, they are of the opinion that you can't fix this with anything other than surgery. And so from their point of view, you're going to need surgery. Why don't you just shut up and get the surgery now? Well, and that's quite a bit different than, well, look, this particular problem, if it's not addressed within the next 7 days, you have a 35% chance of going blind in that eye, right? That's a whole different thing. So I would inquire. Quite frankly, I'd get a second opinion from somebody, and I would ask them point blank, what are the dangers to my vision from trying to get on top of this with some other method other than surgery? I mean, what's my window? How long can I wait without endangering my eye? And they should have told you that right off the bat, but they're not going to, because from their point of view, right, there's nothing else for you to do. And I think that's a big problem that we have here all around the world, is that people get intimidated by the doctor, and the doctor is very honest in what they're telling you, but their position, of course, is lopsided, but they don't know that it's lopsided, and that's a problem. I'd get a second opinion, man, and see, because they're going to know. The optometrist is going to know, the eye specialist is going to know, look, man, you need to address this now, or you know what, it's not a problem. You can let it ride and keep your fingers crossed. That's what I would do.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, Chris. Call me back with a report. Tell me what happened. I'll look forward to that. From Canada to Virginia, let's go and talk to Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland, what's going on?
Hey, Dr. Glenn, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, but I'll get better. Cleveland, what's shaking down there in Virginia?
Oh, I got a couple of guys got problems. I got one of them on the phone, Mr. Ward. He has some problem with, I believe, bladder, so I'll let him talk to you about himself.
Hello, Mr. Ward. Thanks so much for calling. How can I help?
Doc, I got prostate problem.
Oh, you got a prostate problem? Well, so what's the problem?
My water leaks all the time, and I can't control it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, how long's that been going on?
Oh, it's been going on for some time.
Yeah, you know what the biggest cause of that is? Fried food. Fried food is the biggest cause, from my point of view, of an inflamed prostate gland. And so you need to stop eating anything that's fried, man. You have to stop eating anything that's fried. You can't have any more French fries. Can't have any more fried chicken. Can't have any more fried fish. Can't have anything fried. You have to stop eating that stuff, because that stuff that's going to hurt your prostate if you continue to eat it. So, we need to clean the diet up and give the body a little bit of a chance to recover and knock down the inflammation. But, if you had a hammer, right, and once a day you tapped yourself in the left forearm in exactly the same spot, you just tapped it lightly in the same spot every day, after 30 days you'd have a black and blue just from a little tiny tap. And if you kept doing it for a year, well, it would be a big problem. If you kept doing it for 10 years, it'd be a giant problem. And that's what's happening inside your body, because every time you eat food that's inappropriate for your body, it's like a little negative tap, and those things build up, and then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you've got a bad prostate, you got a bad lung, you got a bad heart, you got a bad kidney, something's bad. It took years for that stuff to develop, so, we have to adjust appropriately here if you want to get on the other side of this. So Cleveland will tell you that there are 10 foods you need to stop eating. He'll give you that list. You need to stop eating 10 foods, and he'll help you do it. It's not that hard. And on top of that, it would be prudent for you to give your body nutritional support to support and promote the structure and function of the prostate. Because unless you dial this in, man, they're going to want to do surgery on it, and the surgery is not going to cure the problem. The surgery is just going to manage the problem, and it's never a bad idea. Every single solitary patient that I've ever had who's had surgery on the prostate glands wishes they never had surgery on the prostate gland. I've yet to meet one person who thought that it was a good idea. How much do you weigh?
I weigh about 158 pounds, something like that.
All right, so here's what I would do every month. Cleveland, you're going to want to write this down. It's one anti-aging healthy start pack. One anti-aging healthy start pack, original formula. 4 bottles. Yeah, it's called the anti-aging healthy start pack. You want one of those?
One.
Yeah, anti-aging.
Anti-aging. A-G-E-N-T.
Yeah, anti-aging, A-G-I-N-G, healthy pack. One anti-aging healthy pack. 4 selenium. That's S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, I-U-M. 4 selenium. And 2, selenium. That's S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, I-U-M. 4 selenium. And 2 bottles of Prost FX. That's P like Peter, R like Roger, O, S like Sam, T like Thomas, P-R-O-S like Sam, T like Thomas, P-R-O-S-T-F-X. 2 Prost FX, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. Cleveland will tell you how to get that at the wholesale price. He'll tell you how to take it. I want you to do that for 6 months in a row and see what happens to the prostate. I think you're going to like how you feel. Let's go to Dallas next. Sherry is up. Hey, Sherry. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for the call. It's Dallas, you've been getting smacked with rain lately, haven't you?
Yes, we have. We sure have. So, I wanted to ask you about how to treat bacterial dysbiosis.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fancy schmancy doctor talk for you've got bugs in your digestive tract that shouldn't be there, and the bugs that are there aren't enough of them, right?
Yep.
So how do you know you have dysbiosis, or are you just assuming that you have dysbiosis?
Stool test.
What company did you do it with?
I honestly, I forget the company name. I'd have to...
Was it Genova? Genova?
That sounds right. That sounds
All right.
familiar.
All right, so here's what I'm going to recommend you do. And you really just got to trust me here and follow my advice.
Okay.
Because when it comes to bacterial or, parasitic or dysbiosis in the human digestive tract, it's really pretty important, and it will save you tons of money and tons of time and tons of sleepless nights if you get a laboratory test which is sensitive and specific and which gives you decent results that you can, take to the bank and rely on. Because when it comes to dysbiosis of the digestive tract, we have to do 2 things. We have to identify which bug is there that shouldn't be there. We have to know exactly which one is there, and we have to know what kills it. And in the wonderful world of laboratory testing, hands down, the best laboratory in the world to test for this, and you're a fool if you go anywhere else, is Doctors Data out of Illinois. doctor's data, I would go to, what's the, Direct Labs, DIRECTLAB like baby S, directlabs.com. You can order this test yourself through Direct Labs. You can sidestep the physician completely.
Okay.
You're not going to have to go to the naturopath or the MD or the chiropractor, right? Just order it yourself. The test, the company is called Doctors Data, D like David, A, T like Thomas, A, Doctors Data. And the test that you want is a comprehensive stool analysis. Order a Doctor's Data comprehensive stool analysis. And when you get the test results, they'll ship them to you yourself. It'll tell you how much good stuff you've got, how much bad stuff you've got, and what kills the bad stuff that you've got. And it'll tell you the herbs that kill it, and it'll tell you drugs that kill it. And when you get those test results back, call me back, and I'll be able to hold your hand and help you figure it out. Now, in the meantime, here's what you need to do as kind of foundation, generic support the gastrointestinal tract protocol, okay? How much do you currently weigh?
Oh, probably a pinch over 110.
All right, so you just need one healthy digestion pack, one killer biotic, and one root beer belly a month. One healthy digestion pack, one killer biotic, and one root beer belly. Plus, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Get with the person that told you about this program, and they'll be able to order this stuff for you. Stick around, folks. Let's go to Louisiana and see what Phyllis is up to. Hey, Phyllis, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Gladden. I have a 10-year-old, and I was wanting to get him started on the minerals. And he needs something like something to keep him calm, sit still, focus,
Yeah, duct tape works. Just duct tape him to the chair. That's what I would do.
I tried it. It doesn't work. He gets out of it somehow.
All right. Yeah, that'll happen. A crafty little kid. So one thing that you wanted, is this your son?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing that you want to pay attention to is kids who are like this, right? They might be a little more hyperactive than the next person, or a little more spacey than the next person, or whatever, but they have moments in time when their behavior becomes much, much worse, right? They'll become like really super spacey or really super hyper. You want to pay attention to when those moments happen, and then look to see the very last thing that child put in his mouth, the very last thing that he had to eat or drink. I don't care if it was a jelly bean. I don't care if it was one raisin or one peanut or a glass of milk or whatever. Every time he has an aggravation of his behavior, you write down on a piece of paper what he had to eat, okay? And let's say it was a bowl of cereal. So what you would write down on the paper is not bowl of cereal. You would write down skim milk, whole milk, 2% milk, whatever kind of milk he used in it, right? Corn flakes, sugar frosted flakes, Cheerios, whatever, and anything else that he had on top of it, right? Blueberries or bananas or whatever. And if you be mindful of this, if you're mindful of the food aggravations for the behavior, it'll go a long way towards helping him to settle down, because, after the third or fourth time of just kind of observing his behavior, when you write down the foods that he ate, there will be foods that are on those lists that are similar. So, it might be every time he drinks milk, he flips out, or every time he has a strawberry, he gets worse, or every time whatever, right? And so if you keep a running list like this, you can identify foods that are problematic and can go a long way towards reducing his, the intensity of the outbreaks, and it'll make it much easier life at home while you're waiting for the medical nutrition to kick in. Now, the first thing that I would give this child is the One Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. I'd give him the Full Boat Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. If he's not going to do that, then I would start him with 1 bottle of Cherry Mints, 1 bottle of CHERI, M like Mary, I, N like Nancy, S. 1 bottle of Cherry Mints per 50 pounds of body weight per month, and 1 bottle of EFA Plus, like Edward Francis Albert Plus, EFA Plus, per 100 pounds, per 50 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of EFA Plus and 1 bottle of Cherry Mints per 50 pounds of body weight per month. That's a really good program for him to start with. Plus, be mindful of which foods make him flip out, and then just eliminate those from his diet. And also I would encourage. No, I wouldn't give him that. I'd do the Cherry Mints and I'd do the EFAs first. Because he's going to like the way that tastes. He might not like the way that the other one tastes, and then that's going to be a problem. The next thing that I would add, you got to kind of wean him into the program, right? The next thing I would add is the Beyond Osteo FX liquid. Beyond Osteo FX liquid. Now, some kids like the way that tastes, some kids don't. If he doesn't like the way that it tastes, you can mix it with orange juice, put it into a popsicle mold, and it tastes exactly like a creamsicle. I mean, exactly like a creamsicle. And then the third and final thing that I would add would be the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. That's how I would do it. I'd start with the Cherry Mints and the EFAs, then I'd add the liquid calcium, and then I top it all off with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. And don't be afraid to mix this stuff with water or juice and put it into popsicle molds. You can mix it up with anything that you want to make it taste good to him. And after he takes this stuff, together or separately, it doesn't matter. As long as he gets the requisite amount of the stuff every day. You're going to have to do some figuring out there. But, once kids have been on this stuff for 2 weeks, they start asking you for it. And you're going to see a nice little turnaround in the behavior. Give us a call back with a report. I'll look forward to it. Thanks so much, everybody. Hour 2 coming up. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. Welcome back to Hour 2, ladies and gentlemen. We had a problem with the phone lines over the break, so just give us a call back and I'll be sure to get to you before the end of the program. Let's go to Madru in California and see what's up. Hey, Madru, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thank you, Dr. Glidden. I have a distant relative who has they have a small boy. He's between 7 and 8, and he's autistic. He acts a little. He goes off a little tantrums sometimes, and you can tell you can tell he's autistic. But we've been trying to talk to the parents about getting him on the nutrients, and wanted to. I'm going to send her one of your links, but I would like for you to tell me exactly what he needs. Pulling on his mother when he doesn't get his way, grabbing her in certain parts, that kind of thing.
Well, here's a better solution, Madru. I'm happy to help, and I've got all kinds of information in my back office for webinars, right? But it's important, I think, as we're moving forward with longevity, it's important to dial in an enrollment conversation with people that's effective, because otherwise we're just going to be wasting our time. And someone like you who has a big heart, who knows that they can help, you're going to be used and abused by fools in the world, and the world is filled with fools, unless you can dial in a specific way to show this to people. So a much better thing for you to do with this woman and with everybody is to say, listen, I know a doctor who says your child doesn't have to suffer with that. If
Right.
I send you a link to his radio, will you call in? If I send you a link to a webinar that he did, will you watch it? If I lend you this DVD, will you watch it? If I lend you this audio CD, will you listen to it? That's a much better way to do it, because when you do it kind of third hand like this, you know, and I know that the intention is to send the link for the radio to the person, but if you can get them to call themselves,
Right.
then that's going to be much better, because you're going to send them the link, they're going to listen to it, maybe they're not going to listen to it, you know, they're just not going to take you seriously.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's a problem, right? I mean, trust me, man, I mean, you know, it's a problem. It is a
it's funny
problem.
when you go to see family and everybody's sick, you know, and you're looking at them and you're healthy and everybody else sick.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, you know, my parents, God love them, they wouldn't listen to me, right? So you don't want to feel bad, especially about family. And so, you know, what I would do is I would be the bad cop. I would say, look, here's the deal. I know a doctor who says you don't have to suffer with that. Call up his radio and see what he has to say about it. Or, look, I'm going to send you this webinar. I want you to watch it. And then call the radio show. And if you're not going to do that, I don't want to hear about your troubles with your son anymore, because I know what you can do to help him. And if you're not going to take action on your own behalf, then, you know, I don't know what to tell you. And then I turn around and walk away. You got to be a hard nose like that sometimes, Madru. Now, you know, look, if there's people there at work, or they can't call the radio show, or, you know, whatever, there are circumstances, and that's one thing.
Right.
But
Right.
it doesn't sound to me like that's the thing here. It sounds to me like you're getting snubbed by your relatives. And if I were you, I'd kick sand in their face and walk away.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll give her. Yeah, I'll give her the radio. I'll give her the radio.
All right, Madru, you're the greatest. Hey, Madru, keep up the good work. You're doing a fantastic job in California. All right, we're counting on you, Madru. This is how we do it, ladies and gentlemen, and this is you got to have a thick skin when you're in longevity. Otherwise, you're going to be beaten up and you're going to be abused, and you're going to get so frustrated with the foolishness of humanity that you're going to chuck it and you say, look, I can't do this because people are so flippin' stupid, they're just not going to listen to me. Well, guess what? You're right. Everybody does need to be reprogrammed, so to speak. Everybody needs to unlearn what Dr. Oz, Dr. Kildare, and Hawkeye Pierce have taught them, along with, you know, 100,000 of hours of pharmaceutical profiteering ads, direct-to-consumer ads on the TV. People have to unlearn things. So, becoming an proficient longevity business builder, becoming proficient with showing people the light of medical nutrition, becoming proficient at ushering people into the country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition is a skill. And it's something that you need to perfect. And the single best habit that you can get into as a longevity distributor is to learn how to point and to say as little as possible. You want to listen to the people's concerns. You want to let them tell you their story, let them tell you what their trouble is. And then the only thing that you need to say is, son of a gun, really? You have a child that has autism? I'm so sorry to hear that. That must be horrible. Because guess what? It is. I know a doctor that says he doesn't have to suffer with that, and he's got a radio show. There's 2 doctors, by the way. They've got 2 radio shows. You can call them in. They're available for 4 hours a day, free. Look, you know, you take time off from work to go visit the doctor, don't you? Well, look, take time off from work. Stay home one afternoon and call these guys up. Keep calling until you get through and you get an answer. And if that doesn't happen, well, guess what? I'll invite you to a live chat that happens 3 times a week. I'll send you a DVD where they talk about these issues and they can tell you what to do. The less you say, the better it is. You want to listen to their concerns with an open mind and an open heart. And then rather than going off on a diatribe about how great Dr. Wallach is and how many times he's been published and his book that's in the Smithsonian and everything else, which of course is true, Rather than doing that, if you just point, things become much better. Look, you don't have to become the artist. You just have to give people directions to the museum. You don't have to be the chef. You just have to tell people how to get to the restaurant. That's all that you need to do. And if you do that, you get into the habit of doing that. Speak as little as possible and point. Everything changes for you. Everything changes. Because now all of a sudden it's a much less frustrating relationship between you and suffering humanity. These people are so nutritionally deficient that I'm surprised they can drive a car, quite frankly. I'm surprised they can string a sentence together and put one foot in front of the other. Most people, they're off in their own planet wave. And then when you add to that nutritional deficiencies, it's just, a giant monkey house with monkeys chasing each other around for no good reason. So become proficient and efficient at helping people in longevity figure out what to do. And the easiest way to do that is to simply point. The more you point, the easier it gets. The easier it gets, the better it is for everybody. Like Celeste in Los Angeles. Let's go and talk to her and see what's happening. Hey, Celeste, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Layden. My sister had a mastectomy, and her left arm, the doctor who did it, took out all of her lymph nodes out of her arm, and she has no muscle in her arm, just swells up big, and she has to wear sleeves. I was wondering if it was anything can be done, given to her for that.
Well, what's more important here is that she had a mastectomy because why? She had breast cancer?
Yes.
All right. Well, the tumor in the breast was not the disease. The tumor in the breast was the result of the disease. And simply removing the breast ain't going to cut it. Because whatever it is that was upsetting the apple cart in her body is still upsetting the apple cart in her body, and it's looking for another place to express itself because the breast was just removed, as were the lymph nodes. And so, the MD, they like they're butchers, for goodness sake.
Yes.
When it comes to this stuff. So, given the fact that they've removed the lymph nodes, it's really a tough call. That's a surgical intervention. It's a surgical stress to the body. And I don't know that there's going to be much that she can do to get on the other side of it. But here's what I do know. Regardless of whether we can give her a little bit of relief there, her body is starving for nutrition. It needs nutrition. And by the way,
right,
supplementation with selenium reduces breast cancer by 82%. 82%. Which means, probably, if she was taking 2 little selenium supplements every day from the time she was a little girl until now, she probably wouldn't have gotten breast cancer. But, why doesn't the medical doctor tell her that? Because the medical doctor is not concerned with what causes cancer. Her medical doctor is only concerned with cutting things and burning things and managing things, and it's insanity. So, if I were you, what I would recommend she take in order to support and promote the structure and function of her body post-surgery would be 1 anti-aging healthy start pack and 2 selenium. 1 anti-aging healthy start and 2 selenium and 2 Z radical, Z like zebra radical. 1 anti-aging healthy start pack, 2 selenium, and 2 Z radical per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Plus, of course, eliminate the 10 bad foods. And by the way, I did a free webinar last week on the 10 bad foods, and it's available still for free on my website. So you can send anybody that you want to my website, and they can watch the whole webinar for free. And it was a lot of fun, actually. We had over 600 people logged into that webinar, and we had over 1,000 people watch the recording. So it's growing like hotcakes here. Knowledge is power. That's how I would handle that, Celeste. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Get her on board with the anti-aging healthy pack, the selenium and the Z radical, and keep your fingers crossed. Stick around, folks. More to come. If people just don't know what they don't know. And it's up to you to tell them. And there's ways that you can tell them that will make them run away from you. There's ways that you can tell them that will make them think you're a kook. And there's ways that you can tell them that will attract them to you. If you learn the latter of these three, your life with longevity will be a slow slide into wealth, and it'll be a remarkable phenomenon. Say as little as possible and point as much as possible. And that's how we're going to change the world. Charlene is up next. Hey, Charlene, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Doctor. I'm so happy to have you on the phone here talking with you. Appreciate you. I have so many things wrong with me, and I'm taking all the stuff. I don't know where to begin. I can't tell you everything. It just won't be, not enough time.
Well, all right. Whoa. But first things first. How long have you been doing the supplement program?
Oh, man. January in the middle, and I get different people tell me different things, and then I started getting real healthy, and then I started taking coffee and a sweet at the restaurant, and my nails got real hard, soft again, but they were so much power in my nails. I couldn't believe it. I was looking great, and all of a sudden, boom.
Well, it's the coffee that did that.
Oh, gosh.
Regretfully, I know. What's your blood type? Are you blood type O?
A.
Your blood type A. That's interesting. So switch from coffee to tea, or if you're going to drink coffee, take your mineral supplements 2 hours away from a cup of coffee. Take your mineral supplements 2 hours away from a cup of coffee. And basically, quite frankly, everything that Longevity has except the essential fatty acids and the killer biotic has minerals in it. So if you're going to drink coffee, drink it away from your mineral supplementation, and that's one way to do a little workaround here.
Like, say, to have the coffee at 12 o'clock and have the minerals at 2?
Well, you could have the minerals with breakfast and have the coffee at 12 o'clock and then have the minerals again with dinner.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, I don't want coffee. I do drink it, even though I know it isn't right for me, but I drink herb tea, too. Is that a good herb tea?
Yeah, I'm okay with herb tea. No problem there. So specifically, how can I help you, Charlene?
I take all the supplements, and I would like to know how many take a month?
How much do you weigh?
140.
Okay, so if at 140, here's what I would do. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine, right?
Uh-huh.
I would do 3 scoops a day.
I do, and it's so much. Okay, go ahead.
Well, what do you mean it's so much?
Well, I put the Beyond Oster powder in it, 3 scoops, and oh my gosh, I have to have a lot of water to it, and it's hard to drink all that one day.
Well, then don't put the Osteo with it. I'm going to tell you how to do that. I want you to switch from the Osteo powder to the Osteo liquid. The next time
I am, exactly.
Next time you order it, and I want you to do 1 ounce of the Osteo liquid.
Okay.
In 2 ounces of orange juice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Immediately before bed.
Ooh, I like it. Thank you.
All right. And I want you just to take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all by itself.
Really?
Yeah. So do 1 scoop of that and, 8 ounces of water in the morning, 1 scoop and 8 ounces in the afternoon, 1 scoop and 8 ounces in the evening. It's easy.
Oh, man, you're an angel.
All right. Now the EFA Plus, the fish oil, I want you to do 3. I want you to do 3 a day. 3 a day.
I do what do you call it? Fish oil. I do the multi.
Oh, the multi-fish oil. All right, then do 6 a day. 2 with and I want you. That's the only one I want you to take with food. So 2 with breakfast, 2 with lunch, 2 with dinner, or 3 with lunch, 3 with dinner. Right.
All right, 3 lunch and 3 dinner.
Yeah, 6 a day with food. Spread them out.
With food, thanks. Yeah.
Are you taking selenium?
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of white spots.
All right. So I want you to do, at 140 pounds, I want you to do 6 or 9 selenium a day.
Okay.
But that one, I want you to do that one between meals.
Okay, I will.
So I want you to do, 2 between breakfast and lunch, 2 between lunch and dinner, and 2 between dinner and bed, or 3, 3, and 3. 2, 2, and 2, or 3, 3, and 3.
I'd rather
Three-
do 3, 3, and 3.
3, 3, and 3 would be better for you.
Yeah, 3, 3, and 3. Okay.
And, that's all that you need unless there's other stuff that you haven't told me about.
No, I told you. I've got umpteen things I'm taking.
Well, what is it that's specifically bothering you? What brought you to Youngevity in the first place?
Arthritis.
Okay, so you need to
In my
dial in.
legs.
You need to dial in some glucogel then.
I
You stick
can't
a
take it. Has it says it's fish in it.
All right, hold on, Charlene. We're up against a hard break. I'll pick this up on the other side of the commercial. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, wrapping it up on a Tuesday afternoon. Remember that Moody Blues song? We are in the middle of a conversation with Charlene from Michigan. So, Charlene, what type of glucogel have you been taking and how much?
Oh, well, I take the Fucoid now, Q4Z, in replacement,
Yeah, why did you switch?
because it has the fish in it, the other one.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, sometime when I had some Chinese food, or like a shrimp or something I ate, it swelled up my gland here on under my ear.
Oh, is that right? So, have you ever taken the glucogel, or did you just avoid it out of, fear?
Oh, I know. I took mostly, 3/4 of the bottle.
And what happened?
I just didn't feel right. I don't know. Just
So you didn't feel right after you did?
I don't. Yeah, like sluggish a little.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to have to go outside of Youngevity for this, because you're going to need some glucosamine and chondroitin. And I also want you to go to the supermarket and get some Knox gelatin.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take 1 or 2 packets of Knox gelatin a day, dissolved in some warm water. You can put it in your tea if you want. It'll thicken the tea up a little bit. I don't care how you drink it. Get 2 packs of Knox gelatin down a day.
Okay, one pack with the one cup of water, warm water, and then or can I put them both together?
Yeah, I can put them both together. I don't care. Mix it up. You bet.
Okay. Now, what is the outside supplement you want me to get? Is that it?
It's made by a company called Vital, V like Victor, I, T like Thomas, A-L, Nutrients, plural, Vital Nutrients. I think it's vitalnutrients.net or vitalnutrients.com. I can't remember. There's a supplement. They have a shellfish-free glucosamine chondroitin. It's called glucosamine chondroitin.
Oh, really?
Get a big bottle.
Okay.
And when you check out, you order that online. When you check out, you will need a practitioner code. My code is 7318. All right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So, all right. So we've got the Beyond Tangy, we've got the EFAs, we've got the Selenium, we've got the OsteoFX. Now, the only other thing I want you to do is take 1 more ounce of Beyond OsteoFX and a little bit of orange juice sometime during the day, and I don't care when you do that.
I don't have the liquid yet, but I have the powder for now.
Yeah, well, give the powder to your neighbor and get the liquid.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have automatic shipping, so I'll order that soon.
All right, so you're going to need 2 bottles of the Beyond OsteoFX a month, 2 bottles of the liquid a month.
Okay.
Okay. But that's what I want you to do for the next little while. Plus, you've eliminated the 10 bad foods, I'm assuming?
Is sugar elimination, too, a bad one?
No, I'm okay with sugar.
Caffeine?
I'm okay with that.
Wow, okay. You said I can have coffee if I have minerals 2 hours later?
Correct.
Or 2 hours before?
Correct.
2 hours before or 2 hours after coffee?
Either one. I don't really care. You got to separate it. You got to take it away from the minerals.
What are the minerals? Which ones are the minerals?
Everything except the EFA.
Wow.
So everything except the EFA. So if you want to, you can wash the EFAs down with coffee.
Oh, okay.
No problem. But you have to not eat wheat, barley, rye, or oats. You're doing that, right?
Right.
All right, good girl. All right, brighten that up like that, Charlene. Give me a call back in 4 weeks once you've been on that program and expect a miracle. I appreciate your phone call very much. From Michigan or Minnesota, I think, where Charlene was, Michigan, I think, to Diane in Texas. 2 calls from Texas today. Oh, Diane, I hit the wrong button on my computer. Son of a gun. Give me a call right back, Diane. I'll pick you right up. I'm so sorry that happened. Give me a call right back, and I'll pick you up. James in Virginia, that means you are up next. Hey, James, you are live.
It's a privilege, Dr. Glidden, to speak with you. Real quick, my wife was diagnosed with hypopituitarism about 12 or so years ago, before I knew her, and they put her on levothyroxine, however you say it. It's a hard word for me to say, and hydrocortisone, and I obviously know that we can get her off of that eventually. Started taking some products about a week and a half ago. The original PTG, got the EFAs and the probiotics, the nightly essence. And I think that's it. But I assume that's the correct diagnosis. I don't know, but what she said, the first thing that happened to her when it started happening, she lost all of her hair, Brad.
Yeah. How much?
She started. Go ahead.
Then she started what?
She started falling out the bed. It's what I was asking her the other day about, the details. And I said, well, were you dizzy, lightheaded? No, we're just falling out of bed. So anyway, when the family, because she was trying to hide it from the family, she was keeping some grandchildren and stuff. And anyway, one of her children found her on the floor and tried to get her up. Anyway, they took her to the hospital, and they couldn't find out what was wrong with her for a while. But when she got there, her body temperature had dropped so low, she had to wrap her up, and I guess they almost lost her. I don't know. But anyway. So they referred her to a specialist, and he's the one that found out what was going on. And I guess, in a sense, it saved her life. So, but it was a diabetes and thyroid clinic, whatever. So, that's
so is it a thyroid problem or a pituitary problem that they diagnosed?
Well, it's called. They're telling her it's hypopituitarism. So, but I know that as far as I understand, that controls a lot of your other glands.
Yeah. There's a relationship between the pituitary and the thyroid gland, a direct relationship. All right, so how much does she weigh?
About 105.
All right, so to support and promote the structure and function of the pituitary gland, I would give her every month 1 HGH Youth Complex. 1 HGH Youth Complex.
Youth? Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's HGH, like Harry Gottfried Harry. HGH, right, Youth Complex.
Human growth hormone, right?
Well, yeah, that's not human growth hormone, but that's what the acronym is, right? There's no human growth hormone in it. It's stacked amino acids. The second thing would be 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 2 Ultimate Selenium a month.
Okay.
That's 6 a day.
Right.
I would give her 1 Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 a month. That's 1 level scoop twice a day.
Right.
I would give her 2 bottles of the Beyond Osteo FX Plus a day. 2 bottles of Beyond Osteo FX Plus a day. And a month, I'm sorry. And 2 bottles of Z Radical a month. 2 Z Radical. That's what I would do. Plus, of course, she has to stay away from the 10 bad foods. Right. And she wants to look to see, how she feels, because when there's this much problem present in the human body, then everything is affected. Mood, energy, appetite, sex drive, aches and pains, digestion, everything across the board. Sleep is problematic. So as she gets more kind of dialed in with this program, she wants to pay attention to holistics, stuff that's happening everywhere in her body as hallmarks, positive hallmarks that she's on the right track. And when she eliminates the 10 bad foods into the bargain, it will help a great deal.
Well, as far as getting off of those drugs, how will you know, and how will you figure out how to start easing off and taking less and less until you get to the point where you can, how do you figure
What, of the drugs?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't. Well, the only way that she's going to be able to do that, I'm assuming that she goes for an MD visit 2 or 3 times a year?
Or maybe 6 months or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're going to do blood work, and they'll look to see her numbers, and when the blood numbers start to improve, they're going to reduce the meds, right? Now, she should also look up, and you should look up, what are the side effects of the medications that she's taking.
Yeah, I have hydrocortisone especially. I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, because as she goes down the track and her body becomes more nutrified, the medication that she's taking might start to be more effective, which would make her subject to more side effects of the meds. So if she starts to develop any side effects of the meds moving forward, that's another hallmark that she needs to wean off of them, and she needs to do that with professional supervision.
Right, exactly. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because they also, the last blood test, they said she had hepatitis C or whatever, which supposedly came from something, because she's originally from South America, Guyana, been over here about 30 years. So it affects her liver too. But I think the hydrocortisone also affects your liver, doesn't it?
It most certainly does. And so another thing that she can do to support her liver health, you got to get a juicer, and have her get into the regular habit of drinking fresh squeezed beet juice on a regular basis. Fresh squeezed beet juice, at least an ounce a day, and have her feel.
What about just eating beets?
No, juice it. An ounce a day, and it's going to make her urine red, and it's going to make her stool red. She'll think she's bleeding. She's not.
Yeah, I ate some beets sometimes.
Yeah.
I understand that.
All right, and also she can mix anything else she wants to with the beet juice to make it taste better, like carrot, apple, and beet juice is a pretty tasty combo. I'd have her do that on a regular basis, plus the selenium, in order to support and promote a healthy liver. That's how I would handle that, Jim.
Okay, well, I appreciate your help. I know you got other people waiting on the line, so.
All right, Skipper, I appreciate you very much. Thanks for your patience, and now go out there and get them. I appreciate it very much. Diane is back. It looks like it's a Texas afternoon. Hey, Diane, thanks for calling back.
Hi.
You are live. Yeah, sorry about that. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you very much. I had a few things to mention to you for your advice. I have hypothyroidism I've had since I was 14. I'm now 69. Okay. I had surgical menopause 35 years ago. I'm still on hormone replacement. I have migraine headaches that come with barometric pressure change. And I have herniated disc causing pressure and a cyst on my sciatic nerve with peripheral neuropathy in both feet.
How much do you weigh?
155.
All right, well, give me something hard to fix. I mean, all of these things, this isn't my first rodeo, and all of these things are connected, of course. Nutrient deficiencies across the board. So I think you're going to notice a world of difference in the first 4 weeks once you can start this program. How'd you hear about me anyway, Diane? Who told you about me?
Actually, I don't even know anymore. I went online and I just started looking.
All right, so then, great. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to call this number, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. And somebody from my team will help you place the order that I'm going to tell you and get it for you at the wholesale price. And then they'll also be able to give you advice about how to take the stuff. Okay. And that's a good idea. Now we're coming up against a hard break, so stick around with me, Diane. I'll finish up the program with you when we come back, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good, new-fashioned medical nutrition into your body and usher you into the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Stick around, folks. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, finishing it up today. Maybe we have time for one more plus Diane. I will see. Diane, are you still with me?
I'm here, yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me your weight again, please.
I'm 155. That fluctuates between 155 and 160.
All right, so here's what I want you to try every month for 3 months. You have something to write with?
Yeah, let me get a clean sheet here. every month for 3 months?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. It's called One Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. One Healthy Bone and Joint Pack.
Okay.
Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. 3 selenium. 3 selenium. That's S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, IUM.
Okay.
And 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo, OST like Thomas, EOFX. 1 Beyond Osteo FX. 3 selenium and 1 Healthy Bone and Joint Pack original formula. The Healthy Bone and Joint Pack I want to be the original formula. Now, I'd like you please to visit my website, Dr. Glidden, GLIDDEN.com. And on the front page, there's a link to a webinar that I did, and it's free. It's called The 10 Bad Foods. I want you to watch that webinar, and I want you to stop eating those 10 foods immediately.
Okay.
It's easy. Now, we're transitioning my website to another server, so my website might be a little clunky depending on how many people are logged on for the next couple days, but shortly it's going to be streamlined like a greyhound. So if it's a little clunky, just bear with me for the next couple days. I think this should be a relatively easy thing for you to navigate to. drglidden.com, and give the number 855-347-3696 a call. And my associates will help you get the stuff at the wholesale price and help you learn how to take it. And I want you to call me back every 3 or 4 weeks, Diane, with an update and tell me how you're feeling and how it's working.
Okay, can you explain to me the original pack versus what, the new one?
Yeah, the original has the calcium. They both have calcium. But the original pack has the liquid calcium, and the new pack has powdered calcium. And I like the liquid calcium much better. And if you buy things as a pack, it's less expensive and it's more economical than getting each of the individual products all by themselves.
Okay, so the original has the liquid.
And for you, given your health history, it would be a better expenditure of money, I believe.
Okay, I'm still trying to wean myself off of hormone replacement.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So here's what you want to do while you're weaning yourself off. You want to eat a diet that's high in cholesterol.
Okay.
You want to eat eggs and chicken with the skin and turkey with the skin and rare hamburger and rare steak and butter, right? And butter and full-fat milk. Full-fat yogurt, no more skim or 2%. Fat doesn't make you fat. Calories make you fat. Your body needs cholesterol to make hormones. And, you also need liver support. That's what the selenium is going to do. That's what part of the program here is to do, is help your body be more efficient at metabolizing the hormones that it does have. So when you stop eating the 10 bad foods and then you start eating a diet that's high in cholesterol, plus you give your body the nutritional support that it so desperately needs, I think you're going to have a dramatically different experience of your body. And it should be relatively easy at your age to come off of the bioidentical hormones, inside of 8 weeks.
At 69. I've been on them for 35 years.
Yeah, and thank God they were bioidentical. I mean, I don't know who you found to do bioidentical hormones.
They're
39.
They're not bioidentical. No, they're chemical.
Oh, I'm sorry that I missed that one. All right, well then the sooner the better, right? So this is we have to start somewhere, Diane, right?
I know, it's just very painful every time I lower the dosage.
Yeah, I get it. So look, let's take the first step. Clean your diet up, get these supplements, start taking them. Give me a call back every couple of weeks for the report, and I will be happy to see how you do. Thanks so much, everybody. Sorry I couldn't get to more phone calls today. We're getting very, very popular here, and I guess that's not a bad thing. Until we meet in person, I remain your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden. Thanks for listening. Live long and prosper.